When I'm sharpening a gouge, there are 4 things to consider. The way I sharpen is I have an outside bevel at a particular angle, and I have a strong inside bevel. And then as I sharpen, I go through 2 stages, a shaping stage where I'm taking off a lot of metal with coarse stones, and a sort of finishing stage where I'm actually coming to the final edge itself, and that would include stropping. So these 4 aspects would be the inside and the outside bevels, and then shaping and finishing to get to the tool sharpened. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk you through even, this setup of mine so I can show you which parts do what. Here are 3 machines that are readily available on the market. This one is a belt grinder, this one is a double wheel grinder, and this one is sold as a honing machine. Let's have a look at them individually. The belt grinder has a belt one end and a wheel at the other, linked by the same motor. You can change the belts and the wheel here to get different abrasive grits in it, so fine or coarser. It has a tool rest here, so you can put your tool on there. You've got a tool rest on this side, and you've got a little water trough underneath, which is quite a nice idea. I usually have a jam jar to hand. It's also got a little light, which is a very good feature. And this one here is a wheel dresser. It actually says it on the tin, a wheel dressing tool. What that does is if this gets worn and not flat, you can use this across here like this, and this will dress or level off the stone. So those are the features of this machine. What this will do, they're coarse abrasives, so this is in the shaping side. This will do the outside bevel, and you can have the tool like so or like so on a different tool rest. This one, if you put the tool this way, then you'll round or hollow out the bevel. We don't want that, so normally I would be coming this way on this stone. What this machine won't do is deal with the inside bevel. There's no way of dealing with the inside bevel, but with a 2-wheel machine, or even with this wheel, you can make some changes, which I'll show you in the next machine, the double wheel grinder. The 2-wheel grinder is a very similar machine in that it has even the same little water trough down the bottom. It has the wheel dressing tool up here, it has the light, it even has the same sort of eye protecting shields here. What I've done is I've added a strip of wood using the tool rests that come with the machine, so this is just screwed on from underneath. And the reason I've done this is because I like to come to the side like this on a flat wheel to get my outside bevel. So I need to stretch over here. I don't really need it that side, but I have it anyway. But look what I've done on this side. I've contoured the wheel. In other words, I've shaped it so that it's no good at all now for the outside bevel, but it will do a certain number of inside bevels. I can grind the inside bevel of some tools using different parts of that compound curve. However, it will only do a limited number, and a tool like this, which is a deep gouge, I can't get that in there at all. So at that point, I have another machine, which I'll show you now, to deal with inside bevels. We'll leave the honing machine for the moment. We'll deal with that later. But let's have a look at what I have made up to deal with a wider range of inside bevels. Here's my machine. I started with this motor here at this end, and I coupled the end of this machine, the spindle, to this axis here. So a couple of bearings and a spindle down the middle and all these various bits. And all this I bought online or through stores. The very, very, very important thing about this machine, it was sold as a honing machine originally. It's not available now, but it's one of those honing machines that we will speak of in a minute. This machine, the rotation is away from the user like this. This is because all these wheels are not stone. They are of various softer material, and if they were coming in this direction, your tool would dig in this way. So this has got to be going away. So this motor goes away. Very, very important aspect of this. Let's have a closer look at the motor end. This is a honing machine, and these two wheels are both wheels that take abrasives. So we need to add an abrasive to these wheels. This one is a very hard paper wheel. I'm not sure it's available, but you can get felt wheels which are pretty hard like this. I use it like this on the outside bevel. So this is a last stage of the outside bevel, honing it to a polished edge. On this side, I've got a hard felt wheel. It's not quite as hard as that one, but it's very hard still. I've split it with a knife so that I've actually got a little section over here that will do the inside of a small gouge, and I usually use it like this to really this corner here to hone the inside of a bevel like this. But sometimes I will do the outside, which is why this is extended. Turning to this end of the machine now, I'm going to take the shield off. That stops a lot of the debris being flung at the back. You can see some of it, I think, on the wall here. At this end, starting at this end, I have a felt wheel that originally started very similar to the felt wheel on the machine, but I've split it with a knife, literally put a knife in there, split it, and then being able to round these over with the abrasive that goes on there. So these two will hone, will polish up like a strop the inside bevels of, say, this gouge here, or a flatter gouge over there. Quite a big range of gouges. Anything smaller than that, I'm using a hand strop. Now these four here, these are very important wheels, and this really is for me the best bit of the machine, because these are rubberized abrasive wheels. In other words, it's a rubber wheel with diamond impregnated. I don't know whether you can see it twinkling, but I can see little twinkles of diamond in there. I've bought them square, but then using the same sort of dressing stone and lots of vacuum, you can round these over and change the shape to deal with a whole range of inside bevels, and these will create the inside bevels. So for example, with this tool again here, you could use this wheel here, and that's like a fine grinding wheel, and will actually grind in, will shape in the early stages this inside bevel. Flatter tool might be over on this one, smaller tools on these. So I've got a little range here that covers most of the inside bevels that I need. It's not the final honing. The final polish comes from these sort of felt wheels with the abrasive, but it's these wheels here that really speed up the process of making an inside bevel. They're made by a firm called Cratex. I don't know any other firm that makes them, and I'll put details in the download. This honing machine was given me by a friend. It's missing the tool rests on either side, and it's missing the two eye shields, but otherwise it's fairly typical of a honing machine. The direction of rotation, which it says clearly on it, is in this direction here, is away from the user, because these are soft wheels. This is a felt wheel, and it's quite hard, you can hear it. This is a softer felt wheel. It goes in this direction because if you had it coming towards you, it would snag on the edge of the tool, flip like this, and be quite dangerous. So that's, again, just to emphasize that, it goes away like that. But because it does, you can couple it to my sort of system. These felt wheels in their own right have no abrasive, so you need to add it. And this is the sort of abrasive that I've been mentioning earlier. This is a block of it. It comes in different colours, and there are a couple of different abrasives, but all do the same sort of thing. And you can buy smaller units of this. This is a big block, and I've got duct tape over there to keep the grease off my hands. I'll put some notes in the download. And how you use it is you would push this into the felt as it's going round fast, and it melts and impregnates the material here, and it's that which removes metal and polishes up the edge. Well, there you have it. There's a brief overview of some of the machines you can get off the shelf to help you with your sharpening, and in particular my setup, my contraption, which I've made to help me with my style of sharpening. In the next lesson I'm going to show you step by step how I go about actually using this contraption and sharpening up my carving tools.